Maybe the biggest identity confusion of your child results if you live with a segregated self. A segregated self, the easiest way to describe it is you live in different ways in different places. For example, you pick up your phone and you speak so nice to your buddy. That will hurt your kids very deeply. They will say, "Who's that dad? So rough to me and so kind to his buddy." It is about consistency. To be the same person gives freedom. The true me is what God created me to be, how God sees me. The actual me is what I live every day. My identity is what I believe about myself, and it's not anymore what God wants you to believe about yourself.
The third form is the presented me. Now, the presented me is the masked me. That is the one where I present to people who I want them to think I am. And then the fourth one is the perceived me. Now, the perceived me is nothing else but what do other people think? Who do they think I am?
From when we are born, all experiences draw us away from how God made me. And God has only good thoughts about me and about you. Let's make it practical. Talita, 3 years old, asked her older brother, 2 years older, to play with me, and he is not really keen. So she says, "You are the lion." Now he immediately buys in. I would have bought it. It's cool to be the lion. And then she says, "And I am Samson." Wow, I says, now I must watch. And he makes rah and jumps on her. And she says, "No, you can't jump on me. I'm Samson." He gets off quite irritated. And she says, "I'm Samson. And I'm going to rip you apart now." At this moment, I had to stop the story at this point. Yeah, and the point is actually, when we leave our identity, even it sounds so good, it's not Son of God anymore. And it's not the things which sounds ugly, which draw us away from our identity. It's usually the things which sound so sweet.
Now, how do we move from segregated self to integrated self? Meaning that from this person that don't have the ability to interact with others, suddenly to be one that can communicate and have the ability to open and to be transparent. The segregated self is the actual me. We've just said the actual me is the me with the insecurities. Then we have the perceived me and the presented me. But right in the center of that, that's where the unified, all these unified, the unified me, the true me needs to come together. And this is very important, that we must know how to shorten this gap between the true me and the actual me. Now remember, the true me is who I really want to be, the one who I should be, and the actual me is the one that I am with my insecurities. Now, how do I shorten that gap? I, first of all, need to believe in myself. I need to believe that the world rather needs my inner voice. They want to hear my inner voice rather than seeing my outer performance. You need to face your fears. In my life, I sat with that. I had to face my fears, my face of insecurities, my face of my fears of rejection, and I had to face it. You see, I had to listen. I had to listen to my conscience. I had to be sharpened up to listen to that voice, that inner voice. I had to stand up to my convictions.
Therefore, you need to do everything to get back to your true me. If you watch with someone else, say to your neighbor, "You need to get back to your true me." If you watch that alone, then say, "I need to get back to my true me." The best way to become real is to have people to help you to be really transparent. Many of you heard of the JOHARI window.
Another Johari window works like this. It's all about your behaviors. Now, the first one is my behavior in the arena. Now, the arena is where I want to move around. This is where we want to be. That's where your behaviors are known to yourself and your behaviors are known to others. All in the open, very transparent. Then the next window is called the hidden one, the masked view window. That's where behavior is known to me, but it's unknown to others. I'm hiding things away from people. Then the third one is the window unknown, a very dangerous one. The reason for that is that the bigger the unknown, the greater the conflict in your life. Because you don't know yourself, you don't know your behaviors, and others do not as well. And then the fourth one is where your behavior is not known to yourself, but it's known to others. That's when we are sometimes in denial. And that's what we call a blind spot.
You bond in weakness, not in strength. Let me say it again. You bond in weakness, not in strength. You think you might lose authority when you do that. The truth is, no, you gain authority. I'd like you to have something practical to keep from that session. Take a piece of paper and write one action step on. Write one word on, one thing on. You want to take a mask off. Where you have insecurity and want to take a mask off. And do it towards your kids. Can we do this? Yes, why not? You even can write more masks on that paper which you want to take off. If you have no kids, do it towards your wife or your future wife or your friend. If you say you have no masks, you have no insecurities, in that case, contact us, we will pray for you. If you write down what happens when you write down, it's much more likely that you will make it happen. If you write it down, 80% will do it. And I ask you, please be all within the 80%. And put that piece of paper on a place where you see it every day. Maybe that insecurity is related to money. So the best place to put that piece of paper is maybe your wallet. And I want to stop with a quote from Martin Luther King. And when we quote him, then we do this because he had the gift to put things in words, like only a few other people. And I want to label it. That we quote him does not indicate that we associate with his lifestyle. I will read the quote for you. The tendency of most is to adopt a view that is so ambiguous that it will include everything and is so popular that it will include everybody. What is that? That is everybody's friend. Everybody's friend makes no difference. I ask you, live different to make a difference.
Remember, no one can fully control what other people think of you. Do not allow others to pull you down into a mold or stereotype. Remember, there's a hammer and an anvil. And you can either be a molder of society or be molded by society. Make sure that you know the imprint you want to leave one day. Know what your legacy is going to be one day.